Good morning, everyone. You're listening to Red Pill 78. I am the corruption detector, and this is your Red Pill morning news brief for Saturday, January 5th, 2019. Well, folks, the crazies have started rolling into D.C. Not that they weren't there in full force before, but we've got some special breeds coming in with this new session of Congress. First of all, from the Daily Caller, impeach the mother effer. Democratic lawmaker goes after Trump on her first day in office. Just hours after being sworn into Congress, Democratic Michigan Rep. Rashida Tlaib promised to go after Donald Trump, telling a group of left-wing supporters she would help Democrats impeach the mother effer. Tlaib, who was one of two Muslim women sworn into Congress, made the remarks at a rally held by Move On near Capitol Hill, according to reporters at the event. That is the future of the Democratic Party. Maybe not even the future, because she's here now. This is the present Democratic Party. What a message for your 13-year-old son. You're going to teach, what else are you teaching him? You're teaching him about, I don't even want to get into it. But I feel for that boy. I am so sorry, son. Sorry you had to witness that. Your mother said that. And she was just elected. And she just got sent to Washington to represent these people. Those people there. Screaming and cawing. Clapping because they can't get enough with their rabid Trump derangement syndrome. Rashida Tlaib to a crowd of cheering supporters in D.C. We're going to go in there and impeach the mother effer. Raucous reception for Rashida Tlaib at Move On reception near the Hill. Her closing remarks, we're going to impeach the mother effer. Tlaib's remarks show just how eager some Democrats are to remove Trump from office. Earlier on Thursday, just after Democrats officially took over the House, Democratic California Rep. Brad Sherman reintroduced articles of impeachment against Trump. Democratic leaders shied away from impeachment talk leading up to Thursday's handover. Speaker of the House Nancy Pelosi has not committed to impeachment, saying it would be divisive for the country. In an interview that aired Thursday morning, Pelosi said she will withhold a decision until special counsel Robert Mueller issues his report in the Russia investigation. And she's thinking hard about it. Well, we have to wait and see what happens with the Mueller report. We shouldn't be impeaching for a political reason, and we shouldn't avoid impeachment for a political reason. What? We shouldn't be impeaching for a political reason. And we shouldn't avoid impeachment for a political reason. We just have to see how it comes, Pelosi said. Tlaib, the first Palestinian-American woman to be elected to Congress, made news earlier in the day when she took her oath of office using Thomas Jefferson's Quran. Oh, my God. Well, it seems, folks, that they are hell-bent on impeaching President Trump. But as I said in my video yesterday, the House can propose articles of whatever they want, okay? At this point, it's just the newspaper in the bottom of the birdcage because it has to pass the Senate too, and it's not going to pass the Senate. All right? Well, let's see. What other hanky-panky has the new Congress been up to? If you can't win fair, change the rules. Dems introduced bill to eliminate Electoral College, and that's not all. With Democrats back in control in the U.S. House of Representatives, they wasted no time proving they still haven't gotten over Hillary Clinton losing to President Donald Trump. Wasting little time targeting the Constitution, Representative Steve Cohen, Democrat of Tennessee, introduced a proposed amendment to abolish the Electoral College, an endeavor that undermines the Founding Fathers' efforts to prevent the tyranny of the majority as characterized by James Madison, who is considered the father of the Constitution. Breaking, Democrat Rep. Steve Cohen introduces bill to eliminate the Electoral College from Ryan Saavedra. Clinton, citing Al Gore's loss in 2000 along with Clinton's 2016 loss, Cohen claimed that the winner of the popular vote did not win the election because of the distorting effect of the outdated Electoral College. Americans expect and deserve the winner of the popular vote to win office. More than a century ago, we amended our Constitution to provide for the direct election of U.S. senators. It is past time to directly elect our president and vice president, the Democratic lawmaker added. Cohen's proposal, one of two, to elect our president by popular vote, is also known as direct democracy, or more accurately, mob rule. His other proposal, also a product of the left's hatred of President Trump, with Cohen moving to bar a president from being able to pardon himself or close associates. Naturally, there's no grandfather clause saying it wouldn't apply to the current office holder. This being all the evidence one might need to be convinced Democrats will continue what began in earnest with the Obama administration, weaponizing the institutions of government to go after political opponents. And Cohen is just the loyal foot soldier to his party's bidding. Having compared his Republican colleagues to Nazis during the heated Obamacare battle in 2011, and more recently telling disgraced former FBI agent Peter Strzok he deserved a Purple Heart. Of course, Democrats have been organizing against the Electoral College for some time, and the right should take this ongoing assault on the Constitution seriously. In May, Connecticut joined a blue state alliance called the National Popular Vote Interstate Compact, which is committed to allocating electoral votes to the winner of the popular vote, regardless of who won the individual states. There are 12 states in the compact. Just last month, Democratic National Committee Chair Tom Perez energized the rally for eliminating the Electoral College in a passionate speech in Washington under the guise of being able to, quote-unquote, help people. And the message is gaining ground with millennials who have so little grasp of U.S. history. The hypocrisy of the Democratic Party did not get past Daily Wire contributor Harry Kacharian, who tweeted, "Democrats, Trump is attacking America's fundamental institutions. Also, here is a new bill to abolish the Electoral College." Here's a sampling of other responses to an endeavor by the left that, if effective, shakes the very foundation of our system of government. Fortunately, the GOP-led Senate is not about to move on the proposals if they did pass the House. Doug Powers says the alternate title of the proposed legislation is that instead of admitting Hillary Clinton was a lousy candidate, let's change the whole Constitution bill. Oh, that's a good one. Democrats hate the Electoral College because it makes cheating on national elections much harder. Stealing millions of votes in your area where it is easiest to steal them doesn't help win national elections. Without the Electoral College, 10 million found votes in California swing any election. America is no longer America when our representatives strive to strip us of our rights rather than preserve and defend them. Eliminating the Electoral College is alienating every voting citizen. We cannot let our steadfastly liberal states determine all of our elections. This is what they call show and tell, nothing more than a political statement that will go no farther than this committee. Congressman Cohen is searching for some headlines, basically because that's all he brings to the table. This is just the beginning of the idiocy. Well said, Dennis Mitchell. Dennis the Menace. With a Republican Senate, this is complete grandstanding. And I'm sorry, but the Electoral College just makes sense. If not, only SoCal and New York would elect the president. Exactly, CJ. Let's pass bills we know will never become law to virtue signal and draw some cheers from the dumber parts of our base. Game is always a fun game. Well, that bill has a snowball's chance in hell of passing. Glad to see we are starting with bills that are a big waste of time. Amen. If Congress spent as much time trying to fix the country as they did on trying to usurp Trump and make sure he didn't win again, then our country would be in a much, much better place. But no worries, it looks like we're going to do that anyways without any help from Congress. Glenn says, good luck on that. Does he actually think enough state legislators will vote to allow the leftist states of California and New York to elect the president every 4 years? Exactly. Well, that's what they're hoping. They're hoping that people are going to be too stupid to say anything about it, or maybe too slow to say something about it, and then they're going to get it through. And then, he's right, California and New York will elect the president every time. They hate America. They hate our Constitution. They hate the principles on which this country was built. If they can't win by the rules, ignore or change the rules, they say. They are a dangerous clan. This is a cultural war. God bless real Donald Trump. Thank you very much, John Rung. Now, what really bugs me about this is that Republicans are so decent, okay? Like, we don't want to change the rules. We want to work within the constraints of the rules. Mitch McConnell was unwilling to use the nuclear option because he didn't want to set a dangerous precedent. But all he did was essentially usher in the Democrats who are going to do what? Change the rules. Well, hopefully they are unsuccessful and we'll be able to fill those vacant seats with some nice appointments by President Donald Trump sometime after our favorite military tribunals begin. All right. Moving on once more to a story from the Daily Caller. Our worst nightmare, judge extends Mueller grand jury. A federal grand jury used by special counsel Robert Mueller received an extension on Friday, signaling that the Russia probe may be further from ending than previously thought. Head on desk. According to the Washington Post, U.S. District Court Judge Beryl Howell approved an extension of up to 6 months for the grand jury, which was impaneled on July 5th, 2017. Grand juries are initially impaneled for up to 18 months and can be extended 6 additional months if doing so is in the public interest. I fail to see how this is in the public interest. The length of the extension is unclear, but reports have circulated that Mueller is close to ending his investigation, which focuses on possible collusion between Russian government and Trump campaign, as well as possible obstruction of justice on the part of President Donald Trump. Possible. Not even probable. NBC News recently reported that Mueller is likely to submit a final report from his investigation by mid-February. Mueller has made heavy use of the 23-person grand jury, which is working out of D.C. The grand jury has heard from numerous witnesses and returned indictments against 25 Russian nationals, as well as former Trump campaign chairman Paul Manafort. And they never thought these 25 Russian nationals would ever show up in court, but surprise, they did. All right. And in a piece from the Gateway Pundit, this is not a joke. Liz Warren is so upset with government employees out of work, she's donating her salary to foreigners. Oh my God. And she's the smart Democrat. Caucasian Senator Liz Warren is very upset that government employees are not working. In fact, she's so upset, she's donating her salary to foreigners. This is liberal logic in its highest form. Liz Warren says over 70,000 people in Massachusetts have been sent home or are working without pay during the Trump shutdown. Until real Donald Trump reopens the government, I'm donating my salary to HIAS Refugees, a nonprofit that helps refugees and makes our country stronger in the process. HIAS is an organization that supports refugees and alleged refugees. I can't believe that HIAS makes the country stronger. I just don't believe that. If their goal is to help refugees, then all they're doing is importing third world problems into a first world nation. And that hasn't ended up so well, up until this point. So thank you once again, Elizabeth Warren, for reminding us of the stupidity of the liberal left. All right, and one more story for us. This is from BBC News. This is pretty interesting. German politicians targeted in mass data attack. Hundreds of German politicians, including Chancellor Angela Merkel, have had their personal details stolen and published online. Contacts, private chats, and financial details were put out on Twitter that belonged to figures from every political party except the far-right AfD. Data from celebrities and journalists were also leaked. It is unclear who was behind the attack, which emerged on Twitter in the style of an advent calendar last month. German Interior Minister Horst Seehofer said the authorities were working hard to find the perpetrator. There was, he said in a statement, as yet no evidence that German parliamentary or government systems had been compromised. The leak appears to have originated on a Twitter account operated from Hamburg, and the authorities in the The leak appears to have originated on a Twitter account operated from Hamburg, and the authorities in the North German city said they are now working with the Irish Data Protection Commissioner to stop the spread of German politicians' data. How extensive was the attack? The true extent of the damage caused by the leak is not yet known, although Justice Minister Katrina Barley said it was a serious attack. The people behind this want to damage confidence in our democracy and institutions, she said. A government spokeswoman said no sensitive data from the Chancellor's office had been published. MPs, Euro MPs, and MPs from state parliaments were affected, said Martina Feitz. She said the government was not yet certain that the data had been stolen by cyber hackers. Some reports suggested a lone leaker might have had access to sensitive data through their work. Although nothing politically explosive is known to have been leaked, the sheer volume of personal data involved suggests the consequences could be considerable, says Michael Gotchenberg, a reporter for German broadcaster RBB who researched the attack. The now suspended Twitter account, identified it as German media as Orbit, was followed by more than 17,000 people. That's an interesting number. Although documents have been posted on the account from 1st December to 28th December, it was not until Thursday evening that officials became aware of the theft. Bild newspaper said all the stolen data in the attack dated back to before October 2018, but it was not clear when it began. How was the hack carried out? Interior Minister Seehofer said preliminary analysis showed the data had been obtained through wrongful use of login information for cloud services, email accounts, or social networks. A cyber analyst told the BBC there was speculation that hackers might have exploited weaknesses in email software to get a hold of passwords that those targeted had also used on social media accounts. Data was published in advent calendar-style daily releases on Twitter. The first doors at the start of December featured TV presenters, then rappers, and from 20 December, it focused on politicians. Who exactly was targeted? National and local political figures, as well as some TV personalities, had their details stolen. Chancellor Angela Merkel, her email address, and several letters to and from the Chancellor appear to have been published. The main parliamentary groups, including the ruling center-left and center-left parties, as well as the Greens, left-wing Die Linke, and FDP, only AfD appears to have escaped. Greens leader Robert Habeck, who had private chats with family members and credit card details posted online. Journalists from public broadcasters ARD, ZDF, as well as TV satirist Jan Bommerman, rapper Martyria, and rap group KIZ, reports say. Another TV satirist, Christian Ehring, is said to have had 3.4 gigabytes of data stolen and posted online, including holiday photos. Last year, he won a court case brought by AfD leader Alice Weidel, who complained when he called her a slut on his TV show. Center-left SPD MP Florian Post said he felt quite shocked by the leak of account statements and other details online, but he added that at least one file that had been posted was fake. Oh, I bet you that certainly was. I bet you they're probably going to use this to discredit anything that does come out, because as we know, the cabal is on its way out the door. So if these documents, they could just be a smokescreen, I'm saying. Maybe these people did it themselves. You notice that none of the right-wing politicians had their information leaked. Now, is that because the hackers wanted to expose the left and their disgusting depravity? Or is it because it was the left itself that organized the attack in FF? Who was behind the attack? Immediate suspicion fell on right-wing groups. Oh, yeah, okay, now it comes out. They want to blame the right-wing, as well as Russia. Of course. German cybersecurity analyst Sven Herpig said Russia was a suspect, first because of the method used, but also because Germany was facing 4 state elections in 2019, as well as elections to the European Parliament. However, the fact that no right-wing politicians were targeted, while prominent figures who had criticized them had been, suggested domestic right-wingers may have also been responsible, he told the BBC. Russia has been accused of cyber attacks in Germany before. Go figure. In 2015, data was stolen from computers in the Bundestag, and last year the government's IT network came under attack amid reports that Russian hackers were also to blame. UK-based expert Graham Cluley said the breadth of the latest attack suggested it was a coordinated effort involving a determined group over many months. This hack clearly isn't about extortion or financially motivated. This is about attempting to destabilize German society, he told the BBC. But my Russia. Anytime you want somebody to blame it on, there's always Russia. Well, what do you guys think? Do you guys think this is a false leak? Do you think that the German left wing has done this to themselves so that they can discredit anything that does come out in the future? Or do you think that this is a pro-right wing cyber hacktivist that is releasing these horrible people's information? Please leave your comments down below. Make sure you guys join me later tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the live stream. We're going to go over some cool stuff. If you haven't already, make sure you hit the notification button. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Get this report out there. I do appreciate it. I hope everyone has a great day, and we'll see you tonight.